If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I really like using Creative Fabrica, and I normally don't make many promotional videos, but Creative Fabrica have got such a good promotion on at the moment that I thought I'll tell you all about it. Hello home bosses, my name is Nuria Korbi from thehomeboss.com. Welcome to my channel, which is all about helping you to make money online. And today's video is a little bit different because, as I said, I don't often make promotional videos, but this is such a good promotion from Creative Fabrica that I thought I'll make a video about it and let you all know what I think of this. So this is a promotion that Creative Fabrica sent me an email about, and I thought, yeah, I will share it because I think this could be something really good for you if you're making low content books or if you're making things for print on demand and anything like that. It's a really good offer for that type of business. So this is Creative Fabrica's promotion and it's called the Spectacular Collection Big Bundle. I'll tell you a little bit about it. It says here, Spectacular Collection Big Bundle with an incredible selection of 500 fonts and over 1,300 Mandala, monograms and SVG quotes. So normally if you had to buy each individually, it would cost you over $10,000. And I'll show you in a minute why that is. But you can buy this whole bundle at the moment for $19. And I just think it's really worth it, and it's worth it if you are making low content books or if you are doing print on demand, because it actually includes a full commercial license. So you don't have to worry that you're not covered by the license. This includes a full commercial license so that you can use it for your projects either on KDP or print on demand. And normally I do sometimes warn people when you're using things from Creative Fabrica, especially if you're using like ready-made interiors for KDP, you should always modify your creations so that they're not the same as somebody else's. But this is a different thing. This is not KDP interiors. These are fonts and also mandalas and things that you can use. And I'll show you in a minute how I would use these. So let me just scroll down and show you what is included in this incredible bundle. I know that if you have the subscription service, then you would be able to use this anyway, but not everybody has the subscription, and this is really useful for all of you who are making low content books and you're wanting to use different fonts and different graphics for your interior and for your cover design as well. So let me show you what this includes. First of all, we're looking at all of these fonts, and there's over 500 fonts included in this, and I can already see what I would create with some of them. For example, this one here, Columbus. This is ideal for anybody who wants to make comic book templates or blank comic books so that people can fill them in. I have made a few comic books myself, and I wish I had this font at the time for the cover because I think this looks great. Let me just open the link for you. So if you were to buy this font on its own, it's already $15, but because it's included in the bundle, you can have this together with over 500 fonts for just $19. So what can you do with this font? It's a really great font to use for blank comic book creation. So you can see an example here, but you can use it for all sorts of other things. You can use it for handmade cards if you wanted to do that, or you can use it for your social media posts, of course. But I love to use these fonts for my covers, for my book covers. And there are many book types I can think of where this font could look really good, and you could use it, for example, on recipe planners. You could use it for, like I said, blank comic books. You could use it for quotes if you wanted to. There is a lot that you can do with each of these fonts. Let's have a look at some other fonts just to show you. I mean, they're ideal for book covers. If you're making a book regarding cats, and I've got a logbook for cat care, and in that logbook people can log their medication for their cats, the weight, the diet that the cat is on. So if you've got a cat like myself who requires medication, a logbook for cats or for any pet, for dogs you could make it, they're really good for the owner to record the medication, how often they feed them, and all of those things. And this font would be ideal for the cover of the book. So I'll just show you some examples. I think this is really lovely. I would probably just buy this font on its own because I like it so much. And you can make a lot of cat related low content books and use this font on the cover, and I think that would look absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at some other ones. Just looking at these fonts, I'm just getting a lot of KDP book ideas as well. So this one here, Dreamland. So now I'm thinking you could make a dream journal and use this font for the cover. There are just so many. I love all these very ornate fonts as well. They look amazing. Let's see what else we can have. These ones are really pretty, I think. They would really look good on journals or on planners. And let's have a look what else. Native brush. This one looks really good. You could make a watercolor sketchbook and use this font. So there is so much that you can make just by looking at these. Look at this one, Sweet Cake. Now this is ideal for a recipe planner. That would really make a lovely title font for a recipe planner. Depending on your theme or on your niche, you can really find a really well matching font. This one here looks very retro with these records and cassettes. So this could be really good for maybe a logbook where people can log in their record collection. There are just so many fonts, and I'm looking at them and I'm already thinking of the kind of books that I would like to create with them. Some of these fonts could also be really good for coloring books because some of them are like a cutout or like a hollow out font, and they're really good if you want to make coloring books with quotes in them. I'll just see if I can find one of them. So there's one here, for example, Cycals, and that could probably work in a coloring book. Here is a similar one to the cat font that we had earlier, but this one is about children, kids. So this would be really good for children's books, children's coloring books. So this is another cool font to use for your book covers, especially if they're in a children niche. There's another one here with rabbits, so you've already got quite a few animal themed fonts that you can use for animal niches for your books. I quite like these ones that look like handwriting. I think they can look quite interesting sometimes. I prefer to use these on the interiors of books rather than the title, because you have to use fonts for your title that can be seen very easily and that are easy to read, especially if your book title appears as a little thumbnail on the Amazon sales page. So for that reason, I would use these kind of fonts in the interior rather than on the cover of a book. But it's completely up to you. You have complete creative license to do what you want your book to look like. And I would say there is so much choice here. I think the price is incredible because, as you can see, they're all about $14, $16. You know, if you were to add all this up, it would cost such a lot of money, but you're getting all of them for just $19, and that is a really good deal in my opinion. And I love good deals. I love to get freebies or things for cheap, and I think this is really cheap for what it is. And I'm still scrolling through and I'm still finding more. And the way I use these fonts is I use Canva to make my book covers and to make pretty much everything. Even my print-on-demand items that I sell on Etsy are usually designed on Canva. And what you can do is you can upload these fonts to your Canva brand kit, and that means that you can use these fonts in Canva directly. And if you're using any other kind of software to create your book covers, your interiors, or your designs, then you can upload it to your particular software and use it there. And that is just the fonts, but not only do you get all these fonts, but you're getting all these graphics as well. So you're getting monograms. They're really popular, for example. Like, I know they're for Christmas, but we might as well just look at them now because we are probably going to prepare for Q4 quite soon. So these are split monograms, and what can you do with them? Well, these are really good to create these kind of images where you can write in a text in between these images. You can write names in there, you can write even book titles probably and put them on the first page of your interior. So there's a lot of ways you can use these. And let's see what else we've got. You've got these quotes. Now, with quotes, I would be a little bit careful if you're doing print on demand, because sometimes a quote can be trademarked. And it happens sometimes that a designer on Creative Fabrica uploads a quote that is actually trademarked. I have seen that happen. And that's why I always say, if you're using a quote, always double check. Just check on a trademark checking site that it's not trademarked, and then you can use it safely in your book. So the way to do that, I've got a video on how to check trademarks, and I'll leave a link to that video below this video so you can use that to have a look. Most of these things are safe to use, you know, so let's celebrate. I doubt that anybody has trademarked that. And also you have to check that it's trademarked for books. It may be trademarked for t-shirts or for other things, and if that is the case, you can still use it for your books with no problem. So you have to check what category it is trademarked in, but most of them are not trademarked. I think most of them are really good to use as they are. I just like to double check just to be safe. So you've got another quote bundle here. Let's have a look. And sometimes people ask me, where do you get your quotes for your low content books? And the answer is, this is where I get my quotes from. If I use any quotes, I always check that they're not trademarked. And then I look on Creative Fabrica, and that's where I find nice quotes to put them in the interior of my books. If you're making a book, you know, with recipes, for example, a blank recipe book, what I've done is I've put a few cooking quotes in the interior of the book so that it makes it a little bit more interesting and it's not just blank pages. So that is another idea. You can put quotes inside your book and make your interior a bit more interesting that way. And let's have a look and see how these files are actually created. So these are, for example, 10 SVG files, 10 DXF files, 10 EPS files, and 10 PNG white and black files. So I use Canva. So for me, I always download them as PNG. But if you're using other type of software, then you can upload the other file types for the kind of software that you're using. So this is quotes. Let's have a look what else we can use. So there are quotes for every occasion, I think. And this is where we're getting to the interesting bit. Have a look at these. I love these kind of images because they're really good for coloring books, but not just coloring books. I think they sometimes look really good on book covers as well. So if we check this one out, they're putting them on t-shirts, which can also look really good. And what I would say is, because a lot of people are buying this bundle and a lot of people might use this kind of design, what I would do is I would add something to it. I wouldn't use this design just as it is. I would maybe combine it with other designs to make your image completely different to somebody else's. So if you use these kind of designs in combination with each other, then it's very unlikely that somebody else will have the same design as you. And that way you can make very unique designs that are fantastic for your book interiors. You could make a butterfly coloring book using these kind of images, and there's probably some more that you can use. Let me just have a look. So there's a dragon mandala. You could use this one. Let's have a look. So this is just one image. So again, I would say combine it with other images that you find on Creative Fabrica to make your image unique. So you could have a frame around this, or you could have some pattern around this, or you could have other little dragons around it. However you want to design this, just make it different to everybody else's. Here's another really nice one, a giraffe bundle mandala. Now this is again really good for coloring books, and like I said, you can use them in combination with other designs. There's another one, a turtle one, there's a raccoon one, so there are so many possibilities. This one is lovely. I love the seahorse bundle. This is great. So you could have an ocean themed coloring book where you have all types of ocean animals, sea animals like seahorses, fish. There's another one here, dolphin, so that could go into your ocean coloring book. There's some beautiful hummingbirds. They could go in a animal coloring book, for example. Here are some more that you could use. So these are all mandala type images that you can use for coloring books. Skulls are really popular as well. There is just an endless world of possibilities, and just looking through all of these designs is already giving me a lot of ideas. Obviously, there are so many. I doubt that you're going to use all of them anyway, but there are so many that you can use, and I really think that if you are creating low content books, it's a really good thing to have this many fonts and this many graphics at your disposal so that you can easily create your interiors and your covers without having to look in too many places. I think this is a really good investment considering how many designs that are on offer. And I would be surprised if you couldn't make quite a few book covers with this, or quite a few book interiors. And like I said, I use these a lot for my Etsy shops because I do print on demand as well, and there are lots of opportunities there. So just to recap, this bundle includes 500 fonts and over 1,300 mandala, monogram and SVG quotes. And it's $19, and if you add it up, the prices for everything that's included, it would be over $10,000, and it all comes with a lifetime commercial license. So I thought this is too good not to share with you, and I just wanted to let you know. I will leave a link to this offer underneath the video, and I want to make you aware that this is an affiliate link, and if you click on that link and make a purchase, that means that I'm getting a small percentage from your purchase, but it doesn't cost you anything extra to do that, and it helps support my channel. So the other thing to say is that this is also a time sensitive offer. So this offer will run out in, let's have a look, it says in 33 days. So at the time of this video, the offer is still valid for 33 days. But if you're watching this video after I have created it, then this offer might not even be available anymore. So I advise you to check it out and see what you think. And if you like it, I think personally this is a really good investment if you don't want to invest in the monthly membership. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you found it useful, and I'll see you again very soon in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.